Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 and compare it against the iPhone XR and see which specific iPhone is the better one for you. Now, I would definitely say the 15 is the better one in pretty much every single area. So links will be down in the description. If you want to pick up either iPhone from there, you can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, both these iPhones are fairly different. The iPhone XR, which came out in 2018 as of this point, has a 6.1-inch Super Retina, actually it's a Retina IPS panel. So it's not like the craziest best panel of all time. It's a good panel, it's not perfect, but I think it kind of gets the job done. And I think at that moment, Apple did a decent job. Again, it's not a perfect display, but you are getting that notch. You're getting pretty thick bezels around the whole entire phone. Again, it's not perfect, but I think Apple did a decent job at that time. And I still think it's a pretty good looking phone for how old this phone is. But again, I think, Apple probably could have done a better job at that moment, but it is what it is. The iPhone 15, it is a much better looking display. It's a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, and it is substantially better than the iPhone XRs. For one, it's an OLED display, way higher resolution, and there's way less bezel around the phone as well, and it looks just so much better. You're getting that dynamic island at the very top, which is so nice to have, and that is something that is super, super nice to have as well, which is something that's super cool. On top of that, flat sides, which is really nice, and overall the iPhone 15 is a much better looking phone for sure. In terms of the rest of the body, you can also tell that the iPhone 15 is just, I would say, the better built phone as well. So on the sides, you have your volume buttons, the ringer switches right there. The 15 is also just a smaller phone, I think, in general too, which is kind of important to kind of think about. You're getting a SIM card tray on the iPhone XR, where the iPhone 15 doesn't have it. Flat side on the 15, curved side on the iPhone XR. At the very bottom, you basically have one of the bigger differences of any iPhone generation this year. On the iPhone XR, you have that lightning port, which is nice, it still works, everything's perfectly fine with it. The iPhone 15, you have a USB Type-C port. Pretty big change here, and having that type of USB-C port is amazing, and I for one I just love having that type of capability already, and it's a super nice feature to have. On the back, you basically have different stylings a little bit. So on the iPhone XR, you had that standard glass back with that single camera setup. The flash is there and it looks like a good camera. On the iPhone 15, you have that dual camera setup. And also just look at how much bigger the lenses are on the iPhone 15. I mean, it's like insane. On the iPhone 15, you're getting a wide and ultra wide camera, which is really nice. The camera protrudes out like a little bit on the iPhone 15. They're both kind of the same thing, to be honest. And frosted glass back on the iPhone 15, which again is a very, very nice touch to have. I love having that frosted glass back. It's a really nice feature. And that again is one of my probably most favorite things going on for the iPhone 15 in these specific cases. So definitely on the outside, I love both these phones. I think they're very, very good. But I definitely do think the 15 is the one that makes the most amount of sense for me to recommend to people. On top of that, you're also getting MagSafe capability on the iPhone 15. The iPhone XR just has standard wireless charging and everything, but I definitely love the iPhone 15 from that specific perspective, and it's a very, very good looking phone on the outside. In terms of basically the software and longevity aspect, a little bit of a difference here too. The iPhone XR is basically the oldest supported iPhone on iOS 17 right now. Right now, they're both currently supported, but I don't know how much longer the iPhone XR is going to be supported. It could be another year, it could be another 2 years, 3 years, it could be just 0 years, who knows? But definitely for sure, whichever way you look at it, the iPhone 15 is going to be the iPhone that's going to last a longer amount of time. If you're wanting the iPhone that's going to last longer than the other one, the iPhone 15 for sure is the better way to go here, and that's just kind of how it goes. That's what makes the most amount of sense to me, and that's probably what I'd recommend for the average person out there too. So let's go and do a speed comparison now. The iPhone 15 has that Apple A16 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone XR has that Apple A12 Bionic chip inside of it with 3 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster iPhone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, so let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay. The 15 is here, 10 is here. Music 3, 2, 1. Okay, the iPhone 15 probably the better one. The XR slightly slower. Hopping out of here, App Stores 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 15 definitely faster here. The iPhone XR just a little bit slower. Scrolling through, let's see if there's any big differences, which I don't really think there's going to be, but just some slight things here and there. Hopping out of those two, let's get into their camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Let's go and take a photo 3, 2, 1. And this one has night mode, this one does not. So it's going to be a little difference there too. So you can see it's going to take a little bit of time. There we go. Hopping out of these two, let's go and get into another one. Let's do photos, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's go and hop out of these two again. Let's go and get into a different one. We could try files, 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, I think the iPhone 15 was slightly faster there. Genshin Impact, 3, 2, 1. Pretty big game. I mean, this one we're just going to get into its main panel and then that's it. But definitely from what I can see from what I've done before, the iPhone 15 is by far probably the faster performing phone in most ways than the iPhone XR, as you can probably get the idea. The 15 already on the panel. The XR taking its time, we eventually get into it, but even, I mean, that's going to showcase into gaming speeds at high, graphics and all those things too. So it's like another thing to keep in mind there. On some of these other applications, we can get into Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. You can see the iPhone 15. Once again, I think was the faster one here. This one was on downloaded content for a little bit of time. We eventually get past it, but even then, I mean, this one had the downloaded content panel thing too, and it was still substantially faster than the iPhone XR. So that will trickle down again into all these other areas within both these phones. So it's genuinely kind of insane how much faster a phone like the iPhone 15 is over the iPhone XR. We can get into, let's see what else we have. Netflix, which I don't even have. What other applications do we have? There's some Roblox, 3, 2, 1. So this one we already loaded. This one was telling us to upgrade. I've got this one, Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. 15 again is faster even though we were logged in, which should have been actually faster on this one if it wasn't logged in. So I will definitely tell you between both, you are by far getting the faster phone in every single way on the iPhone 15 from every application you're going to load, for the most part. I think the iPhone XR is still good for an older iPhone, but the 15 by far is the better one I'd recommend for sure. So that kind of covers it up there. Now on the camera side of things, the iPhone 15 has that wide and ultra wide camera. The iPhone XR has that wide angle lens. Now both are great. Both the XR was good when it came out. They can do 4K at 60 on the back. The iPhone XR can do 1080p at 60 on the front. The iPhone 15 can do 4K at 60 on the front and the back. Very big difference. You are very much getting a better camera on the iPhone 15. Like I said before, in every single way you think about it. The XR camera is great. It's good and everything. But definitely by far the iPhone 15 camera is definitely the one I'd recommend most people to go and buy. The XR camera, like I said, I mean, it's good. It has nothing groundbreaking going on with it anymore. And I think it got the job done many years ago. But as of this point, like, what are you going to do? It's a pretty basic camera. There's really not too much going on with it. And it is what it is, right? It's just like a pretty basic camera when it comes down to it. The iPhone 15, I think this is a very solid lens. I like this camera a lot. And I think it 100% gets the job done from pretty much everything I was wanting, with it. You're getting 0.5x zoom, which is really cool. You're getting 10x zoom, which is much better than the iPhone XR zooming in and zooming out capability. So once again, that's another big thing to keep in mind. You are getting just overall better sensor, much more capability on the iPhone 15 than on the iPhone XR. Video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, portrait mode, like you're getting lots and lots of cool modes on the iPhone 15, which is really nice to have. I think the XR camera is great and everything, but I definitely would look at a phone like the iPhone XR camera as coming to the iPhone 15 camera as a very, very big upgrade for sure. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'd pretty much just tell you is that by far the iPhone 15 is a better phone here. This is the phone that I would look at and recommend to people as the one to basically purchase. It's a very good phone. It has everything you'd ever want. It has better battery life, better display, better build quality, better performance, better cameras. Like everything is better on this phone, and it just makes sense to just purchase this phone over the XR. I think the iPhone XR is still good in a lot of ways. I think this is still a very solid phone for sure. But I don't know. Like, I don't think I would recommend people buying this phone anymore just because it is kind of old and it's almost outdated with software. So it doesn't really make too much sense to purchase this phone anymore, to be honest. The 15 is a better way to go. And that's pretty much how I see it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.